The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Here we go, here we go. Is that not the best way to do it?
It's here we go, here we go, here we go. What?
I'm just doing, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing a thing.
Here we go again. What's that song?
I don't know. I'm just doing a thing. How would you do it? Here we go, here we go, here we go now. That's my own thing.
That's good. Awesome.
Do yours. You make one up. Do a here we go, make up. Make up a here we go.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
It's an Italian guy. Like, I got your subs here. Here we go. Here we go. Here's your meatball. Do another one. You have to work in here we go.
Hey, here we go. I'm too tired.
Can I do another one?
Sure. Here we go.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's see if Heidi can eat chips through the entire episode. Broke your chips.
Oh my god, so mean.
I know that Darren, real Darren, Black Darren, never watches the show, but you're eating the chips that he gave me about 14 years ago.
Yeah, Wise.
Last time when he still lived here. Lies?
It's called Wise.
Oh, I said lies.
And these were the chips that he was going to do with his Darren dogs or whatever. Doggy dogs? What was it called?
D-dogs.
D-dogs.
Snoop D-Nelly dogs. We didn't talk about in the last episode about how I saw Darren in Connecticut.
Tell me.
It was crazy. So, I mean, the couple episodes ago, Darren was the guest. He came backstage to the show at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. And it really was lovely to see him.
Where does he live?
He lives in Western Massachusetts, of course.
Oh.
Yeah. Because when you leave LA, the next logical step is the suburbs of Western Massachusetts.
Who's he live with? His mom?
No, his mom lives in New York, and I think he lives on his own. His life is strange, as always. He was an hour and 15 or 20 minutes late when we had a very small window to get something done. It worked out, but it really was great to see him. But why did we bring him up? Oh, yeah, those chips are Darren's. They're so old. I'm happy you're enjoying them.
They're really good.
Welcome to the episode. This is episode like 198. We're almost at 200 episodes of this show.
What are you going to do?
So
You're going to have a cake?
This is for us. I'll be on tour. I'll be on tour when we have 200, but maybe that's when we'll do the Wisconsin episode. Could be 200. On the road, Wisconsin style. Wisconsin, which is also known for the incredible amount of serial killer output that it's had.
Oh, yeah.
And Wisconsin is known for just weirdness around death.
Have you seen the Jeffrey Dahmer show?
Not yet. It's so ready to be watched by me. I can't even tell you. So ready to be watched.
Well, that guy is he's gonna win every award.
He's that good?
He's that good. And when this happened, when they caught him, it was in 1991, I think. Yeah. And I was in Chicago, and when we were on tour, and when we came back, we went to Milwaukee, and we went into the apartment building. And to me, I just remember it smelled like science class.
Oh, like formaldehyde and shit?
Yeah, it was weird. And I think it was, it could be in our heads, but I don't think it was. It was just a weird smell, which they always said was, there was a weird smell in there. And they tore it down, but we all grabbed like a piece of the
Oh, that's cool.
apartment.
Do you still have it?
I have it somewhere.
Gotta find
like
that.
in a baggie.
I've stayed at the Ambassador Hotel across the street from Eagles Ballroom, which is where he killed his first victim, and carried them out inside of a suitcase.
Oh, so that was the one that he accidentally he drugged himself as well.
Did he? That's funny.
He drugged himself, and then
You were talking about science class. I remember when the first time we were dissecting frogs, and they put the frog on its back, right? And then you have a scalpel and you cut into its belly, and the juice inside the frog shot into the girl's mouth that was sitting across from me. She cut into her frog and it shot in her mouth like cum. and it was so funny.
She puke?
She gagged a lot. I don't think she actually puked, but she was not thrilled.
Ugh.
But man, did we laugh. Oh, sorry, Liz.
Did I ever tell you that? Oh, wait. Never mind.
But I brought up the serial killer
go on.
because of a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Save does your thought relevant right now?
Yeah, just
Do it.
No, it's not. Just remind. Let's talk about
Here, write a note.
people. James. Okay.
James Corden.
Mm-hmm.
Is about Letterman?
No.
Oh man, I saw a Letterman clip with him calling him the tubby guy and saying that he's like a phony or some shit. Anyway, in California right now, as of the taping of this episode, we actually have an active serial killer.
No,
which
they
is
caught
like,
him.
They
Oh,
did?
I thought maybe there's two now. There was
the one who was shooting everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he's
fuck,
caught. Well,
wow.
wait, was he?
I mean,
Hold on.
how do you not get caught?
Of
course he's caught.
But he was out there for a while though.
Way longer than I thought any serial killer would last nowadays. With so many, we talked about it a bunch of episodes ago where you're on camera like 200 something times a day.
Yep.
Right, and it was in Fresno, wasn't it? Where he was just shooting random people between like 3 and 6 a.m. over the course of a few months.
Wait.
Well, I'm waiting. What do you got?
There's
not two.
What?
Give us the breaking news. Wait. Where's the Heidi?
So it's in Stockton.
Stockton.
Wow. So this was 6 hours ago, and the Stockton serial killers.
We are filming. We are recording this on October 24th.
So details are coming together about the life of Wesley Brownlee. Yes, so he's been caught, and they say that he's an anomaly because he was arrested on October 15th on suspicion of a murder spree with all the hallmarks of a serial killer.
Well, if you kill a bunch of random people, you are a serial killer.
In each attack, it's believed the killer, dressed in all black, quietly approached people on dark streets and shot them.
Yep, that's him.
6 men were killed and 1 woman lived.
Whoa. Fair enough, Siri.
Holy shit. Okay.
Stockton police said they began tailing him after receiving a tip. On the night that he was arrested, he was out hunting.
Hunting. It's such a scary term for a human being.
So he was from Stockton. He was born in San Francisco.
How old?
He was really young.
I'm guessing 32.
43. I want to see a picture of him, though. Let's see. What's his name again?
Something
his name
Brownlee.
Is Wesley Brownlee. Let's look him up.
I know Brownlee.
Wesley Brownlee.
He's passed away. Breaking news, everybody.
He's African American. That's shocking.
That's surprising. I actually figured it'd be a white guy.
Yep.
Serial killing is such a white man's game.
It's like 90% sound of like it's insane.
A man's game, and very, very often
Blonde
just
and
like
blue-eyed.
fucked up, or just white and weird.
Yep. And mainly from the
Interesting.
Midwest.
Yep. Very, very interesting. Well, we're going to talk about the fact that there's a serial killer on the loose, but I guess this is no longer the case.
Well, did you hear about the...
Well, you just alluded to another one.
Yes.
What the fuck? Where's this one?
It was breaking news that they found body parts in Brooklyn. Well, hold please.
Holding.
Body parts belonging to 22-year-old Deasia Johnson were discovered in 2 suitcases in her 6th floor Brooklyn apartment last week. A meat cleaver and blood in the bathtub were also discovered. They have no idea like what happened to her, who killed her, or anything.
Wait, meat cleaver what?
Meat cleaver was found in the bathtub.
Oh, where she was dismembered?
Yeah, so...
Why would you leave the meat cleaver there?
This was at 1:30 after a foul odor was reported in the 6th floor home.
We have a meat cleaver in this house, and whenever I hold it, not whenever, but I've thought like, this would be a good way to get somebody.
A person of interest had been identified and was being sought for questioning.
Because it's so heavy, you don't have to do a whole lot of work. You just swing it. And like a hammer would make holes and it would be very messy, but a cleaver is like, it's like clean cuts. And it's so heavy, you just have to barely move it, and like someone's head will come right off.
Gross. So this is another. So he's not a killer though. It's her. It says that she frequently had fights with her boyfriend, and it could be that.
But that's not a serial killer. It's just a murder.
Murder.
That's salacious, but it's not what I'm looking for.
No.
It's tough to go from
I know.
serial killer talk to regular murder.
But I mean, like in a suitcase. Come on, dude. I guess what are you gonna do? Like he chopped them up. Like that's.
What would be your favorite way to kill somebody?
I don't want to answer that.
Do you have a favorite way?
I did. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't like to think about that.
If there was someone I hated, I would like to put their head in a vice.
Ooh, yuck.
And then just like and make it tighter, but like super slow. Like a little bit every 15 minutes.
Hate them a lot.
Just like a quarter crank every 15 minutes.
No, I don't like that at all.
Yep. Just let them like think about what they've done to upset me. Maybe you should have used your blinker.
Right?
You know?
Maybe don't honk at me when I'm in my my parking spot.
Yeah.
Which my movie that I talked about that I think that should be the start of the movie, and that's
But who would the judge? Who would the judge? I'm just saying. You know, there's some.
So when can I talk about James Corden?
Are we gonna shred him, or do we like him?
So I used to, and then I heard a story years ago that and I just took that as a hearsay. You know what I mean? Like somebody because
did the story take place before he had the show?
No, he had the show,
okay.
And there was a party in Beverly Hills, up in the hills, and you know how like house parties will have like the valet guys.
Yeah.
And a friend of a friend told this story, and I was like, I don't know, those carpool karaoke's are so good. Like I want him to be nice.
Ellen was pretty nice on the show too.
Yep. So our friend of a friend said that he was waiting behind him for his car. And then he started to snap his fingers and say, what the fuck is taking so long? And got all snotty and was like saying like basically like, do you know who I am?
Allegedly.
So I took that with a grain of salt. But I was like, that sucks. And then I knew a guy who cut his hair who worked on the show. And I was like, is he nice? And he was like, yeah, he's great. Okay. So cut to Keith McNally. Has a
of
home
Rand McNally dictionaries?
No, of all the restaurants in New York. Yeah, of the maps.
Oh, whatever.
He makes really great maps.
I'm thinking Merriam-Webster, right?
Yeah.
They have the maps?
Same.
Okay.
And he owns Pastis and Balthazar, which are great restaurants. Have you been to those before? Like, oh my God, they're like the best.
Okay.
And he has a Cafe Luxembourg, whatever.
You're talking about fancy shit. I don't know this fancy things.
So Keith McNally.
If you had paid attention to your Uber driver and wherever that was.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Throwback last week.
Yeah. So he's a restaurateur and he's a great chef. And he has a home on Martha's Vineyard. And I went to visit my aunt and uncle there. And we went to his house for lunch. And in the backyard, he had like, oh my God, chickens and goats. And we picked our lunch. Like we picked carrots, and then he made fresh blueberry muffins on the spot, and he was fucking fabulous. He had these 2 little kids. He's just a great guy.
I'm lost a little bit.
I am too.
I'm about to. So
okay.
The other day,
who is that guy? McNally is
Keith McNally owns all these restaurants.
Okay, which James Corden frequents, I assume.
Just yeah.
Okay.
So this is how it started.
Oh, this is about his. Okay, go.
So Keith McNally was in the news the other day because he said James Corden is the most abusive guest that we've had ever in 25 years. He's had these restaurants for 25 years.
That's in New York. There's probably a lot of rude people in there.
Right. And so that came out, and it said that he's been there a few times or 2 times. The first time, there was a hair in his food, and Keith was like, yes, that's horrible. That sucks. But it's a restaurant, and it happens.
Yeah, but it sucks, but it happens.
Right. So I guess he got up and got into the manager's face, then told the server that he should go in the back and fix his own fucking food and do it right. And then he's like, I want a round of drinks, and then you take off all my drinks on my tab. So there was that incident. That was the first one. The second one his wife's food wasn't done properly, and he flipped out. So that's when Keith was like, fuck you, I'm blasting you right now, because that's ridiculous, your behavior. So that's what happened. And then James Corden came back and said, I'm sorry. And then Keith came back that same day and was like, okay, you know what? I accept your apology. That's big of you to say you're sorry. But you know what? Sorry. The jig is up. You're a fucking asshole. Because then I went to this place I go to, the Le Pan de Coton or whatever it's called. I never know what to say. Yes, thank you. Ooh, that's so beautiful. Ooh, la, la.
You got to talk into the fucking microphone.
I was just telling her.
But there's other people listening.
Le Pain Quotidien.
Yeah, so good. So I was there, and
she went to France once.
It's so beautiful. Uh-huh. So the server there, we were talking about it, and one of his friends works on the show, and she said that
confirmation.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he showed me like a picture, because I was like, I looked at him like, oh, and he goes, no, she's one of like she's been with him since the beginning of the show, and the show's about to end.
Yeah,
and he's complaining. He constantly complains about stupid Americans. United States is so awful. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, and then he said that she's like, that's how you made your living. You came over here and you did this. And I guess over in England, they have issues with him as well. Like, he's a fucking prick.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, look, you can tell a lot by a human, the way they treat staff.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And we've talked about it before, like at restaurants, if you're on a date with someone and they are rude to their waiter, or if you're rude to an Uber driver, that says a lot about you, that you don't see people as human beings.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I think I would assume you're a fan of David Letterman.
I love David Letterman.
David Letterman doesn't seem like anyone who would... you want to chew louder?
Sorry.
No, we'll wait.
I'm so hungry. Okay, go.
It's great. I hear the crunches. So I feel like David Letterman would never bullshit or inflate a story or anything. So I was watching. Let me see if I can find. I'm not gonna. I can't play it because it's probably.
I wrote him a letter when I was 14 years old, David Letterman, and I said that he needed me on his staff to help write stuff, and I was in love with him.
That's very nice.
I love him so much.
Who we're talking about? James Corden. He was on a show talking about James Corden. What the? I just watched it today. Who was he?
You were? You did?
Yes.
It's a weird coincidence.
I know. What the fuck was he? Just watch this. David Letterman was on someone's show, and they were talking about James Corden.
About this whole thing?
No, this is before he got his. As soon as he was announced as getting the show on CBS, Letterman was with Paul Schaefer, I believe, and they were both being interviewed. And Letterman's like, "Where is this guy? Where is this tubby guy that got this job?" He was offered the job, and he told that CBS, like, he said he needed a few months to get ready, like 4 or 5 months to get ready. And Letterman's like, I've been in this business a long time, and pretty much like when you get offered a job, if you live in LA, they offer you a job in New York, you're there the next day.
Right.
Like, he goes, this is a big red flag to me. Like, what kind of guy says a lot to me that he's not here? Like, what kind of guy does that?
Wow.
And
interesting.
And the host, who the fuck was it? There was someone else on CBS, I think. And the host was like, have you met him before? And Letterman's like, yeah, I've had him on my show. He goes, but like, it says a lot to me that he's not here. Like, what kind of person?
Interesting.
So Letterman, who usually celebrities don't talk shit about other celebrities for some reason.
I don't think he cares. He's just like,
but especially
so cool. Like, he's like,
when it's like someone who's on the same network as you, when you're supposed to be like the company man and like building up the new guy.
Right.
But it was very interesting. Like, Letterman's like, this guy, there's a red flag about this guy. There's something wrong with him, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
I don't know why I can't find it. It's so annoying.
Fucking.
But I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, so I guess for the most part, fuck James Corden, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're getting at.
Allegedly,
fuck James Corden.
Yeah.
But one thing
he feels like he feels like, to me, he feels like a star fucker. Does that make sense? Like, he feels like he's like only nice if it's like Adele in your car, or
What was I just gonna? He has one thing on his show that got banned. He did that. Will you eat the gross foods? What the hell was it? Truth or
truth or consequence or something?
No, truth or eat. Truth or feast. But you had to answer a question or eat some disgusting food.
Mm-hmm.
And it was another casualty of cancel culture, because sometimes you're eating food that is a delicacy in India, so they couldn't do it anymore because it was insulting to eat like cow eyes or dog assholes, whatever it was.
Enough.
So it was one of the best things he had, but canceled.
Enough with the fucking cancel culture.
Speaking of canceling, should we talk about Kanye briefly?
Sure.
Kanye is slowly, well, not slowly, but like, I feel like he's losing his mind in front of the world a little bit and saying some pretty wild, anti-Jewish things, which are weird, and it's kind of starting this weird little war. And what are your thoughts? You seem like you're disagreeing.
No. I've always been a huge fan
of his talent, like his
just
talents?
of him too, because he's always been nice and kind and super cool. Very like.
I think Taylor Swift would disagree.
Well, and also, but that was, look at how long ago that was, and he wasn't diagnosed yet. So now he has a is
that diagnosed?
Yeah, he's bipolar.
Yeah. You could diagnose that from 1,000 miles away.
But I mean, like that was how long ago was that?
10 years. Yeah.
We've all done shit. Well, not that shit.
I never interrupted Taylor Swift during the Grammys.
But I mean, like, and he said he was sorry over and over again, and so, but before he said the Twitter thing that I'm sleepy, but tomorrow I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 on all Jewish people. Yeah. I read that and I was like, what the fuck, Kanye? What the because I know at all the shows that we did like on East Coast, a lot of times there'd be like the skinheads would come. They're fucking idiots. Mm-hmm. And I knew that when he wrote that, he didn't mean what he said, which is like, fuck, why did you send that? Like, oh, fuck.
What did he mean?
He was talking about executives at JP Morgan, because if you read his Twitter thread, which I was doing the whole week prior, it was he got screwed out of a deal. And so he was saying that, and he shouldn't, whatever. But when he said that, I was like, oh no, now all the fucking Nazis are going to fucking come out. And sure enough, they sure did right here in LA. And my grandfather fought for fucking, and I was just like, oh
backwards.
Shit. But then, but I saw his interview with Cuomo, who I dislike immensely. And I used to like him because I think he's a dick too. On CNN, and he said he had this whole interview with him, and at the very end he called out his mental health. He's like, you doing okay? Like very like condescending. And
Cuomo said that to Kanye.
And I didn't like that, because I felt like that was through the whole interview he was trying to make a point, which he's screwed. There is no point. You don't write that. That's horrible. That's like a whole race of people who fucking went through fucking horrible things. We have friends that are like, their grandparents were in concentration. It's awful what he wrote. I just wish he wouldn't have wrote that, because I really do like him. He does have mental health issues and he needs help. Like, he either is off his meds or whatever. But I've been around people who are going through a mania, it's called, and it's tough to watch, and then sometimes you write shit like that, I guess.
Also, putting stuff out there about like wanting to kill Pete Davidson, like he's putting people in danger
right
almost every day.
Yeah.
And he just got dropped by CAA, which is his agency today, that's a pretty massive hit.
Yeah, and then the Adidas, I can't believe he said that too.
So do you know any of this, Darren? So his Yeezys, are those Adidas shoes?
Yeah.
They must be, right?
Yeah.
So
$2 billion a year.
So he made this comment. Basically, he challenged Adidas, which they have have to drop him. He challenged him saying like Adidas, they can't drop me. Like I could say the most anti-Semitic stuff. What are they going to do? They can't do anything about it.
Ugh,
and that he's directly challenging. So there's two things about this. That also shows that he knows how much power celebrities have and that money matters more than morals. And Adidas has to do the right thing. They just have to.
Yeah.
They have to. Get LeBron. Take LeBron or take somebody. Take somebody else. Take Michael Jordan. I don't know.
I have
Nike has him, but
empathy for him, which is usually Darren's thing. But I have empathy, and not to say, oh, I know him, but I also know people that work with him, and I see them every week at the place I work, and he's like a great fucking boss too. So it just really, I'm like, why did he do that?
But doesn't empathy? I'm with you with empathy, but doesn't it expire at a certain point? Isn't there a point where empathy is over?
Well, and it's funny because I told my boyfriend what he said, and he's like, well, what was he talking about? And I said, oh, he's talking about like the music execs or the JP Morgan guys. And he was like, oh. And then I was like, but listen to what he wrote. Not DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people at my label or JP Morgan, which is bad in itself. It doesn't matter. But he said all
what
Jewish
Jews you label, right?
People.
Yeah.
If I was Jewish, which I have a chapter in the book I'm writing, I always wanted to be Jewish. Always, as long as I lived. I can't even fucking imagine.
It's hurtful. It's just so not that they're the same person, but like the Trump stuff. One of the biggest things with Trump is that the things he says are so dangerous because people listen.
Right.
And people misinterpret. Mm-hmm. So people that didn't read the whole thread, just these idiot skinheads or just like normal racist people that live everywhere, they hear this thing about, they just see the headline of going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
But they didn't know what it was about.
They don't care.
But it's like...
It's permission. Right. It's permission by a very successful celebrity, a very successful, talented musician and producer. Mm-hmm. And it gives the okay to like, oh, so I can openly hate these people.
Right.
And it's incredibly dangerous. And it does harken back to, the early parts of the Nazi Party is like things start small.
Yep.
And if it becomes okay to hear that with no consequences,
right,
it gets worse and worse and worse.
Right.
And
like with
the idea that the Holocaust can never happen again, it's not true. It's just not true.
No. But before that though, he had the white people matter on shirts on. Now
yeah.
But I
White Lives Matter.
White, yeah. But that Candace Owen, who I used to really hate, but then I still not a fan. Mm-hmm. But her documentary on BLM is fucking amazing and horrifying. So that's what that shirt was for. But also like all the other black guys were like, "What are you doing? Like, what do you think you're doing?" So it all started. I feel like it snowballed from fucking there, and you can see the mental state sort of like go down. So I think he needs help. He needs his meds or whatever he's on. But Chris Cuomo, like saying what he said, I didn't like that at all. I thought it was fucking.
Yeah, I know.
But fucking here in LA, they were on the side. And then it said Kanye West was right.
Yeah.
And then they put scripture on there.
What was the thing they said about the Jews? The actual. What the sign? I don't want to say what the sign said. I don't want to give it. Credence or whatever.
Those fucking assholes. They're such idiots. That's what it is. It's like
racism is very dumb.
Did you see the documentary, the town in South Dakota or North Dakota that was taken over by that guy, the skinhead guy?
No.
It's called Welcome to Leith. I think it's called
What's it on?
LEITH. Maybe Prime or Netflix. It was out a while ago on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh my God, just watch that.
I'm in. I will.
Woo! The fact that it happened in 2016, 17, a town taken over.
That's not good.
No. Anyhow, but yeah, it's horrible.
Can I talk about something that'll make you calm down a little bit? That make you feel a little bit better?
Sure.
A little bit better about society?
Yeah.
I would love that personally.
So
Wait, that's the.
Oh, this
that's
does
the
not
that's not what I'm
do
talking
that.
about. I wasn't going to do this
okay.
yet, but we can do this. Now we're talking about it. We can do it. We talked about this a while ago. This influencer named Lil Michaela. Remember? She's fake. She has millions of Instagram followers, right? She is now the spokesperson for PacSun. She has her own campaign, and she is not a person, but virtual influencer Michaela is PacSun's newest ambassador. Are virtual influencers starting a new it girl era?
I can't.
Yeah, so this goes in line too with Bruce Willis and Keanu Reeves, also both just inked deals to sell their likeness and voice eternally to a couple companies. So when they're long dead, they'll still make movies with. Well, they're going to die, Heidi. You just knocked wood, but they're going to die. Bad news. So Bruce Willis and Keanu Reeves, when they're long dead, like 70 years from now, there's going to be brand new Keanu Reeves movies, and they got paid a lump sum for the likeness, and then their family will still get money as time goes on. You stop doing that?
I'm freaked out.
Stop singing into the microphone. Oh yeah, she's short circuiting.
This is sensitive.
How do I unplug
Getting
her?
home.
So as fashion industry's affinity with the metaverse continues to grow, virtual influencers have become a prominent way for fashion brands to engage with Web3 technology and create a dialogue with Gen Z's digital natives. The latest brand to join the physical interzone is American retailer PacSun.
Wait. Can you? Okay, hold on.
Where? Okay, what?
Known for her authenticity, youthfully unique style, and commitment to social issues, LA native
In quotes.
Michaela came under this. What the fuck
she
are
went
we
viral
talking
after
about?
appearing-
It's not a real person.
After appearing for the first time on Instagram, Michaela has become a digital muse for PacSun, and we're thrilled to be working with a great example of a strong female advocate and inspiration. She aligns with our core brand values and vision.
What about a real ass girl that's
Oh,
doing
Jesus,
shit?
look at this. In 2018, Michaela was also named the most influential person on the internet by Time.
Okay, so
We're
this
fucked.
is
It's over.
I'm gonna go watch Vampire Diaries
Yeah, it's all over.
and fucking eat a bottle of fucking Vicodin and
I hadn't
go
read
to
that.
sleep forever.
The most influential
What?
person on the internet by Time magazine, which is a respected fucking resource.
I just met this girl who was in town she's an AI person and she lives in London.
You mean she's not real, or she works? She makes
she
it
works,
AI?
she makes AI, and I jokingly said, I'm like, oh, it's gonna take over the world soon, huh? And she looked at me and she goes, it kind of already has. And I was like, what?
Oh yeah.
What? I'm sorry, what?
So we have a friend who works in the AI field, and we have another friend who, excuse me, makes television for a living and films and shit. Our AI friend was like happily telling our industry friend, like, oh, like we're working on this stuff. Like pretty soon, like actors and all that stuff is going to be, it's all going to be AI characters. Like there's going to be no need for actors anymore. And also
The fuck?
you'll be able to input key notes for a film, and AI will create the entire film for you.
No, I don't want that. I want an old timey film. It's so stupid.
So that's what my buddy was like. He goes, "Why do you want me to be excited about this?" He goes, "This is what I do for a fucking living, and you want me to be happy about like that I will be pointless in 10 years?"
This is
And our friend said
insane.
like, "Oh, it'll be less than 10 years before that's what's happening."
It's insane. I don't like it at all.
No, it's weird as shit. And I usually love I love weird technology. I love the AI art and the AI inspired graphics, but it's going to start putting
And
people out
what's
of
funny
work.
is that, and also,
If you're listening, guys, Heidi just folded her arms, so we're getting real
Yeah, I
serious
get-
in here.
also if you think about it too, what I don't mind is the celebrity part of it will be taken out, which that's the only good thing. Like there
What do you
won't-
mean?
Like there won't be like the Kardashians or
Of course
the
there will.
fucking-
Of course there will. There's going to be AI scandals where like,
So stupid. It's not real.
what is real though? Do you think the Kardashians are real?
It's like
That's
it's
not
like-
real.
it's like an episode of Sims or something like that.
but like,
old like.
but the whole all reality show spoiler alert, reality shows are fake.
No, I understand.
It's all
No, I
planted
understand
stories,
the
but like
Kardashians but I'm
we're
just
gonna
saying,
have we're gonna have these influencers like
but there won't be like a Brad Pitt, like a new Brad Pitt.
There
like,
will,
who's the new Brad
but it will be
Pitt?
fake. And at a certain
I don't
point,
want that.
they're going to be indistinguishable.
So
and plus,
stupid.
we're going to have these goggles soon where
No, I
you're going
don't
to
want-
see Brad Pitt in public or the fake Brad Pitt. But like we're gonna
Okay,
get,
well,
we're gonna-
I'll
we're
take
going-
those. I'll take those, but I don't want anything.
We're going to get to a point where like these influencers are going to like, did you hear that Lil Michaela died in a car accident? And then they'll be gone, and we'll mourn this fake fucking AI person.
This is like
Or the-
Black Mirror, and
Yes!
it's freaking me the fuck out.
Yes.
I don't like it.
And Lil Michaela will meet up with some other influencer and they're going to have a baby. And like, who's the father? Oh my God, who's the father? That's where we're going, everybody.
No,
I haven't heard it in a while. I wanted to hear it. Sorry.
I don't like that. At all.
But yeah,
Wow.
that's society.
Wow.
Do you want some actual good news? I was just kidding. It's more bad news. I was watching Naked and Afraid when I was down with COVID for 9 days in Shreveport. I watched a lot of Keep eating. Heidi's eating chips in the. So I was in Shreveport and I was watching a lot of bullshit television because I had so much time to do nothing. And there was a Naked and Afraid marathon on, which is always good.
I love Naked
Always
and
good
Afraid.
hotel viewing, right? Would you agree, Darren? Mm-hmm. Cool. You're right.
She's so cute.
You sure?
Yes.
Cool. So I'm watching Naked and Afraid, and there is a trans woman who is on the show, and so I know we're all pretty clear on what that is, but she was born a man with man parts and a man chest.
I am.
Man parts, man legs,
Big
woman tits.
I
And
am. Oh,
so
sorry.
this trans woman is on Naked Afraid, and if obviously by the title on the show, you're naked, right? So this trans woman who has the born body of a male has her chest blurred out. Her whole chest is blurred the whole time in the episode because now that she identifies as a woman, now her breasts become obscene. Are you guys following me? Mm-hmm. And I'm not just gonna make fun of the situation. I'm all for trans people living your lives,
Right.
but I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, why is a trans woman who is, I guess now a woman who has now her breasts or female breasts are obscene, but a fat man with large, like bigger tits than either of you have, like can just be freely on television with those things flopping around. I couldn't believe that the moment you identify as a woman, now you're obscene to be topless. Can anyone help me explain? Help me understand. And if you're listening, I'm down to be educated. Tell me if you agree with this. Tell me if you're watching on YouTube. Comment below. Does this make sense to you? Does it seem? Do you feel as crazy as I feel?
Well, this morning I was watching these videos. I was trying to find it on my phone right now. It feels crazy, but yet I also am for whatever anybody wants to do.
Yes.
So I want that to be clear. Like I'm not. I think everybody knows. I'm not like. You want to go? You want to go dress up as you want to be? If that's how you feel, you're born the wrong skin. I'm all like I have no transphobia, but I feel like that's insane.
That's
My
what
point
I thought.
is, so I was watching these videos this morning of this woman, trans woman who goes by little girl. Have you heard of this person?
No.
So she goes by little girl, and
Lil or little?
Little.
Little.
Biden invited her to the White House, and I'm watching these videos.
How old is she?
She's like, I don't know, 30.
Oh, she's not
Not
little
an
or
actual
not
little
young.
girl.
She's little woman, more like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, is this? Wait, let me make sure it's the one.
Buh.
But there's video.
By the way, I didn't do a blah because I was grossed out. That was an actual shiver. That wasn't like a yucky.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's not Rachel Levine. It's crap. What's this?
Come on, Heidi. People are tuning out.
So
stay with us, Heidi.
So the video was this woman talking about how her nipples were getting sensitive, and boys and girls, my nipples are getting sensitive, and blah blah. And now she now is head of transportation at
Get
the
it?
White House.
Transportation.
Oh, that's funny. Wow, maybe that's ironic. And anyhow, it was just the videos that she puts up are like, oh my God. Like, I wouldn't let my little niece watch them. And now this person is like, we're supposed to take her seriously. And I can't. Because it's too much of a I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel, it feels like it's a show. It feels like it feels fake.
Doesn't
like,
feel genuine.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're like Rachel Levine, genuine.
Who's that?
Fucking awesome. She's the who Biden she's what is she? Do you know? The health she is
The health czar or whatever.
She's
that's what I'm talking about.
What?
Crazy, huh?
From Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's wild. It's wild. So literally, if I was just like, hey guys, I'm now a trans woman. Now I cannot go topless at the beach.
This literally, for me, has nothing to do with trans anything. This has to do with like patriarchy and sexual oppression and like, and the fact that it's so steeped into our
like the
culture.
breasts are so awful. You have to
it's, like,
blur them out now that you're a
so steeped
woman.
into our culture that it probably, I don't know if it was her choice or not, but if it was her choice, then she's I can't think of absorbed the patriarchal like standards. It's almost like, can you maybe fight for that too?
Right.
And then if it was the networks, well then the network is and this is clearly a confusing time, but the fact that breasts and female anatomy is so fucking taboo, this to me is about that, not
the
transgender.
weird thing is it's not female anatomy. That's the confusing part for me.
But she
identifies
because
as
if
that.
this person is identifying as a female and wants to be a female and is identifying that way, then it's,
I wonder,
by magic and sparkles and fairies, it's now female genitalia.
if I got double D breast implants, can I go to the beach with my shirt off?
No.
Yes, probably.
Why?
Unless you
I'm not identifying as a woman.
if you identify as a woman. No, I
like
would
I said,
say
fat guys have huge tits too.
I would say yeah. I also wonder if you
Go
went
to Patreon and fund my breast implants.
if you
We're gonna
went to
test
a
this
plastic
out.
surgeon, would that plastic surgeon give you double D implants?
I'd probably have to work it up to it because I don't have enough skin to make them fit yet. So I have to work into it. So probably not.
What about
Isn't technically-
incredibly thin women that get double Ds?
They have to work up to it. They have to
Don't
stretch
you
into
take
it.
it off your like butt or something?
I don't think they take it off though. I think
Your
it's just-
skin?
Oh, I guess so. I don't know.
No,
It just
they don't.
stretches.
You know what's funny is I'm clothed and afraid.
Clothed and afraid. But yeah,
Crazy shit,
to me
guys.
that's not about. I don't think it's about trend.
Yeah, and it's like
trans
you can
gender
I don't
role.
care. It doesn't bop. That's like that's why I never understood people who are against gay marriage or
What a
anything. It doesn't
stupid
affect
thing
Yeah, who
any
gives
of
a
us.
fuck? Just live.
It doesn't affect any of us. It doesn't affect my money, me. It doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
just love. Just
drives me
everyone wants to be
nuts.
loved. Everyone wants a nice life.
Right.
Have it. Get it.
But
Whatever
there
it
are
takes.
some confusing things with the they, them, the fucking pronouns that drive me nuts.
Of
But
course,
that's because I feel like I'm like 100 and I'm like,
Oh, we also
back
like
in my day.
I think most of us in our generation, we are too old to learn these things quickly. And I understand now, like why my grandparents said Oriental until the day they died.
My
And,
mom, and here's the thing that my mom still does, and it actually I looked it up, and it's actually a part of it's the Orient, and I know that it's not. But I know
It was.
right, but I know, but she's saying it if she's referring to a rug.
She's not being racist.
Exactly,
But
and
it's not, it's about intent. But like, there's still very many racist terms that come from racial
Right.
stereotyping. But I know your mom has. I bet there's not a hateful bone in her heart.
none at all. But
Yeah.
we were out somewhere, and she said an Oriental rug. She said, "Oh, we really need." and there was a girl.
I think that's okay.
And I was like, my mom is 72 years old. Fucking sit down, relax. Like,
I believe you can say Oracle rug.
Rug thing is.
But then here's the problem too. You're right. Is that kids today think you can't say anything
because they are offended by.
Yeah. They're fucking losers.
That's like when I was talking about
If you're listening to this and you're under 20, you're a fucking loser. But please sign up for the Patreon. Thank you. I'll take your cash.
When I was sitting there,
you must pay your age.
Yeah.
I was saying that my relative was an Indian princess. And I'll never fucking forget that girl's face. Yep. And I wanted to just fucking pull her hair and fucking beat her I just, shut up. And I showed her. She was like, oh, okay. Well, it isn't there, but man, shut up.
People are so dumb.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. This has been a very serious episode, but it's fine though.
We're so angry.
We're just hateful olds is what we are.
Can I say something really quick?
No. All right, now you can.
I don't know if I should or not now.
Oh, this is going to be fun. What is it?
You're not going to be happy. But there's these cases that are going around in young kids called RSV. And it's about it's a breathing, like a bronchitis sort of thing. I don't know what it stands for. What does it stand for?
Oh.
But I was listening to on NPR, and this doctor was talking about how we basically have ruined children because for those 2 years of them wearing masks, which they shouldn't have, because 98, this is a doctor.
What age
on
of children are we talking about?
Like from 13, 14 down. And he's like, the children, like we're all used to, it's not conspiracy though. Oh my God.
It's fun. Let it happen. The story is real. I can tell by the way that I feel. Whenever you listen, I just want to say that anytime I love you and I respect you, anytime you bring up science or medicine, I'm like, here it comes. Here's the conspiracy. Here's the nonsense. But I'm open ears.
It's a conspiracy, but it's not a theory. It's a real fucking thing. This doctor is saying when we were kids, we went and we played in the dirt. We licked doorknobs. We fucking were all over. And then all of a sudden we take these kids who, like, there's an actual, you go online. You can go on the Harvard Medical. Unless you were a child with a heart defect or some immunocompromised thing, you have leukemia, anything like that. Yes, of course, you were at risk. But it's like 98.99. It's like the percentage was so small of children actually, they get it. And they carry it and they transmit it, but of them COVID? Dying of it, is ridiculous.
Minuscule amount.
So we took these kids, and now look at the shooting that just happened this morning in St. Louis. And where is it on the news? Little because it becomes this norm. And as a young kid, I'm telling you, it's all because of the phone. It's all because of kids don't have back and forth. But children that had to wear masks now do not have the immune system that they should have, and now they're getting this RSV, and it's like the doctor was saying, it's collateral damage from what every state, every county did. Excuse me as I spit out things, but anyhow.
I'm not making a joke.
Yeah.
Were you making a comparison between COVID masks and the school shooting?
No. I'm saying like the young kids, like in those 2 years, like the kids that were like the shooter who was 18, so he was 16 back then. When that started, kids stopped going to school. They're online more. They're not talking to anybody. Like they're not having like conversations.
Yeah.
Like if you're bullied, I was fucking bullied. Like, but you dealt with it differently. There's no
times are way different. Times are way different before COVID, by the way. But obviously, like technology has ruined communication between people, never mind children who like don't understand eye contact and conversing with an adult.
Exactly. And then we throw a fucking mask on them, and especially the little children this doctor was talking about, because as a child you look at someone's whole face and you get so like social cues and all that shit.
Do we talk about this about speech patterns with kids on the show?
Yes.
We talked about on the show? Do you remember? There's been a lot more regression or lack of advancement in kids learning how to speak the last couple of years, because a big part of learning to speak is seeing what the tongue does in the mouth, seeing how the lips are formed, and teaching with masks. All kids can do is audible.
Yep.
And you don't learn how to like, ooh, ah, e, la, 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 la. You don't know where your tongue goes. So there has been a big setback in speech in young people, which totally makes sense and is completely unfortunate. And I think that the beginning of the pandemic, when you're masking kids, fine, great. But as soon as we realized, like, okay, kids are not getting this.
As soon as you got the fucking science that everybody's talking about, and you really, and the research came out, it's okay. But then the teachers were, I think, the one, I don't want to take it home, which I understand.
Fair,
you don't want to get sick.
fair.
Then you go get your vaccine and mask up. These children, they're just gonna keep spreading it back and forth. It's unfortunate, but now
it's very unfortunate. But
RSV stand for,
and also like I think as parents too, like a lot of parents are just scared too, and even the science says like, oh, you're not going to get it. Parents still like, well, just in case, I'm going to make you wear a mask for the rest of your life.
Well, but also the kid is a carrier and then comes home. The kid is a carrier. It doesn't get sick or that sick, but then it spreads it to the adults in the family.
Right, but so if you're an adult and you have some if you're sick, if you're not, the science, the thing is out there. You probably won't. You're going to be okay.
But then also, it's something that like everyone did together. So if you're a kid who lives with your grandparents, right, who are ill, and like everyone in your class doesn't wear a mask, and you're going to be the only one that does, you're going to be ridiculed even more.
I'm sorry. Just go.
I'm talking about the beginning.
the beginning, and nobody
masks
knew anything.
do fucking work, by the way.
They do work, but as a child, you don't need it because you're fine.
What I'm saying is, you can bring it home to a grandparent and kill your
I
grandmother.
understand, but that's like a moot point right now. That's like, look at the vast majority under the 90. It was like 90.
By the way, I don't believe it anymore. Anyway, it's fine. Right. It doesn't kill.
Under the age of 18, we're never at risk. Never at risk unless you're sick and you have something.
Right.
I get it. And you're a parent and you happen to live with your grandparents, which unfortunately doesn't happen anymore in this society.
That is way not true, though.
A lot of people don't know
grandparents.
Lower income Black and brown people live
a lot.
Multiple generations.
Okay, but I'm saying like a lot of people don't have it how it was back in the day when you saw births and you saw
Willy
deaths
Wonka
in your house,
or Charlie,
right? Like in India, I'm just saying that, of course, and like the poor, like in New Orleans, I used to get upset when people were like, "Why don't they just fucking get in that bus and go up north and when the storm hit?" I was like,
because
"How?
my grandmother's on a fucking wheelchair and like there's
exactly their great grandmothers in the house and there's all this. I understand all that, but I'm just saying, it was unfortunate what I was hearing. Now the kids are now getting sick and dying from a disease that could have been stopped if they would have had their what's that called? Your
condoms?
Immune system,
antibodies and immune system.
Yeah. And now they just don't have. They're done. It's like
I just hope that little Michaela doesn't get it. I don't know what I'm gonna do if like what will Pac
Will you
Sun
look
do?
up if she got COVID or not?
That would be fucking hilarious. Let's see.
Get out! I can't.
I'm gonna
I cannot take
probably.
Any more of
do we think that little
information.
Michaela
There's
has?
no way.
Do you think there's pictures of her with a mask on?
Yes,
on Instagram.
100%.
100%. Of course.
In the meantime,
what if she's an anti-vaxxer?
That'd be so great.
That would be amazing.
And she wants to go DEF CON on the Jews.
Oh my God.
Little Michaela wants to go DEF CON on the goddamn Jews.
In the meantime, I'm curious. So, do blind people struggle with learning speech, or is there a different way of teaching them?
I bet they do.
Go to the statistics or whatever.
They must.
Well,
right?
Or they're making this up. Sorry, but.
Huh.
Well, I gotta look up. Sign in.
But I mean, like, they're not making up the fact that a child looks for cues. They don't learn smiles and they don't learn like social cue. You know what I mean? Like
facial expressions and gestures and reading emotions and things like that. For I can totally understand that. Because a lot happens in your eyes, but not everything.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you smize.
I feel like I've been asking for like. Oh, there she is with her mask on.
No.
Yeah, there she is on the plane.
Perfect.
Oh, but just on the plane, just doing her part on the plane.
So tell me this.
this.
Tell me this.
I hate
Is this a real person that's going out and then it's a generated?
No.
It's all fake.
Why does it look so real on that plane?
Exactly.
Because it looks real.
Because they take a picture of an empty seat and then put her in there. So the people in the pictures with her are real.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. Like look right here.
Is she a hologram
Look at
or
this
is
one.
she a
Look at this.
She's like that
robot?
little
Look at this.
cutout thing that you would.
That person's real. That's fake.
They didn't sit her on a plane? They didn't do that?
No.
So it's not like a mannequin doll. It's like an actual like computer generated.
She
AI.
is completely fake.
Oh, she's not even 3-dimensional.
She is AI.
Whose
she's
body?
purely
No,
AI.
she's not AI. She's just a piece of art.
Whose body is that then?
No. Don't say piece of art. Is she 3D?
It's not a body. It's not a real person. It's all made. It's all rendered.
Is she 3-dimensional?
What do you mean? Like, is she
You
alive?
said a piece of art.
Like digital art. She's just
Digital
a digital
art. I needed to hear that word, precede the word
She's
art.
a digigital creation. She's not a person.
Wow.
I
There's no
didn't
part of her
realize
body.
that.
The power of now.
I didn't-
Hold on. Whoa, please.
Fucking A.
See, that guy's real. That's not.
Look at. She's reading the power of now.
What's that?
It's a very inspirational book by Eckhart Tolle.
Oh my god, it's the most redundant book on the planet. He could have written that shit in 2 fucking pages.
He's a billionaire now.
So yeah, I wonder. I really.
What?
It would be so funny if she fucking got COVID. That would be so funny.
You know she's going to, right?
And can I say, like, oh, here's a bunch of masks. Oh, here
It'll
she
be
is.
mild.
She's not masked up, but this fucking guy is. He must have it, or he must have a ill grandmother.
Oh God. Wait, I want to see how. Wait.
I feel like I've been asking for 6 months, but can we please never discuss COVID?
Yeah,
or
no,
masks
no.
again?
I was.
again.
That's why I said you wouldn't. But I was saying that the kids now this are RSV. So okay, can we talk about the car that was buried?
What?
We have a few minutes. Let's bring up. Is it funny? Can we be funny for a minute?
I mean, can you? Okay, wait.
Can you make it fun? Make it funny.
This rich couple.
Wait a minute. Here's little Michaela as a little girl when she was playing soccer, and they made the quality of the
looks
picture
weird.
worse.
This looks really
They
weird.
made it grainy.
That's a little bit sad.
Okay, so this family had this mansion in where was it? In
Make it
Northern
funny.
California. Okay.
Ooh, nipples.
So 30 years ago, when they bought the home, the previous owner buried a convertible Mercedes-Benz filled with bags of unused concrete, buried it in their back fucking yard.
What is this about?
So they had cadaver dogs go around, and they gave a slight, like, I don't know, there might be a dead body, and it said the dogs could have been reacting to human remains, old bones, blood, vomit, or a combination of those things. That's disgusting.
Blood vomit.
So the family was gonna do like what do you call it? Like a landscaping thing, and they found a fucking car under there.
Is it in New York? What part?
It's out here in Northern California. So they said that it was. They have not said who owned the car. It was reported stolen in Palo Alto in September 1992. And they just found it now. They believe it was buried in the 90s. They said the possible owner of the car is believed to be deceased, but they're waiting. And it was part of this whole scam, this guy said. It was Lou was arrested in the late 90s for insurance fraud after he hired undercover police officers to take a $1.2 million yacht out west of the Golden Gate Bridge into international waters and put it on the bottom. Did
they find a body in the car?
In the 60s, this is getting good. The 60s, the same guy that buried this car was found guilty of murdering a 21-year-old woman in LA. He was released from prison after the Supreme Court reversed the conviction in 68, citing hearsay evidence that should not have been allowed at trial. In 77, Lou was convicted of 2 counts of attempted murder. He barely spent any time in jail.
I feel like if you're arrested for attempted murder and then you're arrested for murder, you probably did the murder.
So he was arrested for murder, And then the hearsay thing, and then he was arrested for attempted murder. After that, I'd be like, that's interesting.
Sir, I think your strikes are up.
Wow, and so now they're waiting to hear, and they think the car was buried with insurance money inside of it.
Did they find the money?
No, they haven't said anything.
Oh
yet.
Shit! And wait, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have said a word.
Was there a body in there?
No.
Oh fuck!
No.
Wow.
Okay, so let's say, so there's a girl I work with, and she found a $20 bill on the floor the other night. And she came up and she gave it to the manager or the host. And I looked at her and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I said, well, what you should do is say, I'm going to come back for that if nobody claims it. She was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah. So just wait and see if anybody comes up and says, hey, I lost a $20 bill.
One of my best friend's moms found a bag of money when in the 80s or 90s. There was $38,000 in this bag.
What?
Yeah,
like a bank bag.
You know these people.
Sure.
You know them. And I think it was a bank bag or something. It's like a pillowcase. It was all cash. Fuck. And she had that feeling of like, what do I do? Like it's not marked. There's not a bank bag. So this seems like it's criminal, but she had a decent job and she had a moral compass. So she went to the police and she said, I found this bag of money.
Yeah.
And they said, thank you. If no one claims it, we'll give it back to you. Oh. And obviously she never heard from the police because I doubt someone claimed it because I feel like it was probably something
like
shady.
Drug money or something.
And like, are the cops going to be like, lady, here's your 38 grand that we can't use in this small police department.
So it wasn't 38 grand, but my mom, and I told this girl my mom's story. So my mom, we were at the grocery store and she found it was an envelope in the parking lot, $450. And my mom had said like, maybe it's someone's rent money. So she went inside to the grocery store to like the little part where there's a woman, you buy stamps or whatever. And she goes, hey, I found this in the parking lot, but if nobody comes to get it, like I'm
sorry, what was she finding? I was texting someone.
$450.
Okay. Yep.
And she was like, if nobody comes to claim it, can I come back and, I found it, like, wasn't in the store, it was outside in the parking lot, but she felt bad and we were poor, so it wasn't
sure.
like, never heard back. And my mom to this day is like, man, like,
that's
what do you do in that case?
All these stories, if I ever found a massive bag of money, there's no fucking way I would turn it in unless there was like someone's ID or if found, please return to this orphanage or whatever it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't say a fuck.
Or there was blue shit all over it from they opened up a bank bag. Or
I would clean it. I'd try to clean it.
I found $1 the other day and I picked it up and then I put it back down on the ground because I thought someone else could use it more than me. I thought it was too selfish.
You're so dumb and you're so thoughtful. Aww. Both.
I found a $50 bill at work, and I asked two tables that were there. This was recently, and I said, "Did you drop any money?" And they were like, "No."
You don't know. Okay. We can't notice.
I'm like, "Cool." Put it in my pocket.
But in college, I found $200 on the ground, and I bought an ounce of weed.
Nice. An ounce?
See, that's more like it. That's more like it.
Or whatever it was. Whatever it was. I don't remember.
I'm bad with math.
Whatever money I found, I bought an ounce of weed.
Nice.
I believe I sold half of it too.
Nice. An entrepreneur.
Businesswoman I am.
Oh my God.
Who shows her tits on TV. Doesn't blur them out.
Tits? Oh, I see. Oh. I see. I get it.
Yeah. I was like,
I get it.
No, never.
When did this happen?
I had a guy he dared me $100,000 to be an Uber driver. So that's what I'm doing now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got a bet going that I'm gonna wait tables. So I was like, sure.
I'll give you $80.
Yeah.
$80 if you.
I'll give you $5.
I think I'm gonna wrap this one up.
Okay.
This hour flew by.
It did. This one did.
Hey, man, this one was serioso.
It's the best ones.
Those are your favorites, aren't they?
Of course.
We need a new producer.
Guys, get more serious.
Yeah.
But that's good. I think people appreciate like talking.
Let us know. Yeah, there's a good balance. We
can't be jokey all the time.
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly
That's
right.
life. It's
But I
ebbs
hope
and
everyone
flows.
has enjoyed their last discussions of masks ever.
Oh my God.
History.
Help us all.
I mean,
Unless
it's
we're talking
Unless
about
it comes
fucking
up.
Halloween.
Unless it comes up.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Oh, I got some new masks.
That's the only
Shit
thing
howdy.
we can
Did you
talk
You know
see-
what I've been wearing? Eye masks to bed.
I went through a phase. They're wonderful.
he
Holy
did.
shit.
He
I
used
almost
to wear
feel
them all
like the
time.
pressure on it
It's
helps
soothing.
tell your brain, like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna
Yes.
Soothing.
we're gonna wind down.
It's lovely.
You're gonna go to sleep now, and I'm gonna keep your eyes covered. You think for 1 second that you're worried about light getting in? No, siree, Bob. There ain't no light coming in through these peepers. You just go off into dreamland, and you enjoy the pitch blackness, just like the blackness of your soul. And maybe we'll wake up, maybe we won't. But if you're lucky, this is the last time you'll fall asleep, and you'll be dead by morning. And then you won't have to deal with society or disrespectful kids of your boyfriend or your wife or your jobs, and you can just die alone.
Have you ever thought about doing like subliminal videos on YouTube? People can fall asleep to that.
Yeah. Should we do one? Okay. I'll do a couple sentences, and then you take it over, okay?
You start.
Hi. Welcome to Dan's Sleep Audio, where we talk you into unconsciousness. Today I'm joined by Heidi Van Sleepy Sleeps, and she has a message for you all the way from right next to me. Heidi, take it away.
Hi, I'm so tired. You're getting sleepy. Your eyelids are getting heavy. Don't tell me what to do.
I'm
Jesus
sorry. I get
fucking
very
Christ.
I am very passionate about sleep.
Fuck. No, I forgot my train of thought.
Let me get you back on track. The people we're speaking to are struggling with sleep, and we're going to help take them into sleepy
Death?
zone.
Oh,
Or
sleep
death.
zone,
Death.
sleep zone,
Permanent
sleep zone.
sleeps.
Permanent sleep.
Heidi, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When you can't sleep,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of tricks do you use to make yourself get tired?
I wear eye masks, or I put on face masks, or I read about COVID online, or I read about COVID online.
Yeah.
Or conspiracy theories.
Because it's so fucking boring.
Yeah,
Or
it really helps me sleep.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've been asleep for the last 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Wait, no, you're getting really fucking rude, and I say whatever to you.
Well, I say whatever. I'm paper and you're glue, and whatever bounces off of me and sticks to you. How you like them apples?
Can I be honest with you?
Apples help me sleep.
Can I be honest with you?
No.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Can I lie to you?
Sure.
I did not find that super hurtful.
Fantastic.
Now, can I be honest with you?
Yes.
I found that very hurtful.
I apologize. I hope you can sleep after this.
How you guys doing? You sleeping out there yet? Sometimes, when I'm having trouble sleeping, keep trying. I want you. We're gonna end the show with you. Well, don't reach in yet. I want you to be as quiet as you can, pulling a chip out of there, and you have to eat it up close to the mic as quiet as possible. Okay. Chew it. Nothing makes me more tired than what the fuck.
Someone just fell asleep and fell on the floor.
It's working. Listen, it's time for us to go. And I don't know what the fuck we're doing. You did it.
I did it because I hate when I
To
go
be fair,
Yeah.
that was a very, very small chip you had.
Wait. You know who I just met?
What?
Bo Burnham. I fucking love him. I wet my pants.
What? Did? You wet your pants?
She might.
No, I might.
She might.
You might.
I might.
Heidi, wear the actual fuck did that come from? And why?
I don't know.
And you've been here for like 3 hours. You didn't just meet anyone.
I just remember.
It's nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Somebody fell, and I said somebody. I'm picturing somebody tall falling, going to sleep. And Bumper is huge. He's like 6'7". I thought of him being tall, and I got excited because I love him so much. And he gave me a hug because I said he's brilliant. This is why people with mental health need medication.
I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you do this every week. But we're saying goodbye, and you always have the most random.
I feel like we were telling people to go to sleep but not saying goodbye unless it's like a bye.
Thanks for listening. Hey, have you guys ever been to the circus? Goats. I saw a goat yesterday. Man, you guys you ever think about the way goats walk? Me too.
Do you really think goats like yoga?
No, I don't. I think it's fucking weird.
Stupid.
I don't think anyone likes yoga.
Namaste. Namaste. Good night.
Just to wrap this up, if you had one message for the people,
yes,
one plug, what would it be?
Rare Form Radio.
Actually, no, fuck that. If you want, what's the one Instagram page you want our listeners to follow that you enjoy very much? Mine would be Kids Getting Hurt. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's my favorite thing. It's my favorite
That just
thing.
happened.
Every day.
We're going
It's
to end
the
on
best
that
thing.
note. This show's been brought to you by Kids Getting Hurt.
kidsgettinghurt.com.
No, that's not what it is. Don't go to that. That's not a thing. Go to @Kids Getting Hurt on Instagram. Heidi is fucking retarded. And it's like, it's okay. Kids Getting Retarded. It's my favorite.
You can't say that.
I fucking did it. She drove me to the R word.
Kids Getting Hurt, and there's a bunch of them too.
So many.
So many good ones.
Another good one?
Yeah.
Morons Doing Things.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
At Morons Doing Things.
What about the animal one? The animal.
Nature is Metal?
Openly
gay animals. Also great.
So good.
All right, we gotta fucking go.
Okay.
Heidi, thanks for whatever this was tonight. Thank you for the ending.
Good night.
I hope you guys sleep great, Darren.
Good
I love
night,
you.
dear.
I'll see you in bed.
Cool. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
No. I have an infection. I have an infection.
An infection?
I have a UTI.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
I think.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I don't really. I'm
It's
just
the
kidding.
worst.
Kidding.
UTIs are the fucking
They're
worst.
gross. I don't want one.
You can't catch it.
I heard they were contagious.
They're not. Anybody who says so.
Yeah, I was reading online that all those kids that wore masks now have UTIs.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
No exceptions.
Yeah. That's what happens. Lick a doorknob. No,
I mean,
I'm there.
just
You know
read
what I'm
about
saying?
it. It's research. I read it.
And play in the
Listen,
dirt.
thanks for listening,
Eat some
everybody.
cheese.
We gotta fucking
peanuts, some strawberries.
Lick a doorknob.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.